So the next question in cost of capital is deep discount bonds, and these problems are also were not there in the previous study materials. So comparatively we can say these are the new questions introduced in the material. So obviously they gain more importance, they are more important. So what is this? Do you remember in sources of finance chapter, right from equity shares, preference shares till venture capital, then debt securitization, masala bonds, euro convertible bonds, so many things are there. Along with that, you might have studied deep discount bonds also. You might have studied deep discount bonds also. This deep discount bond concept was introduced by IDBI in India. So the scheme is something like this. Pay me today 2,500. After 20 years, 25 years, I'll give you 1 lakh. So what is the scheme? Buy a bond. Pay 2,500. Life of the bond is, say for example, 20 years or 25 years, 20, 25, 30. It could be anything. I will not pay interest. Now IDBI bank came to you and asked, hey, buy one bond, pay 2,500. You said okay. Then they said 20 years. You said okay. Or 25 years. You said okay. Then they said will not pay interest. Then you will ask, dear IDBI, do you think I am dash? Are you joking? You will take my 2,500 rupees. 20 years, you will not pay 1 rupee. Why will I be interested in this bond? Then they will tell you, after 20 years or 25 years, whatever the maturity is, we will pay you 1 lakh rupees. We'll pay you 1 lakh rupees. Imagine if you are an employee. You are earning some 40,000, 50,000. Imagine you are newly married. Imagine you have a baby. Sir, newly married, how baby will come? Okay, Baba, you married 1 year back. You have a small baby now, 2 days baby. Okay, like our Virat Kohli and Anushka, they need not save money like this per child because they have money. You and I, we need to save now. Now Chintu will ask, sir, you also have money, na sir? Example, Baba. So imagine every month from my earnings, I will buy one bond. Or I bought 10 bonds. So for me, today investment is 25,000 only. 10 bonds I purchased, 25,000 only. So 25,000 is quite affordable for me. So I bought 10 bonds and I kept it aside. Or I bought 100 bonds and I kept it aside. When my child becomes 20 years old, whatever the maturity of the bond is. So in my example, it is 20 years. So on 20th year, imagine your dad comes to you and said, 20 years back I purchased bonds in IDBI. Today these 100 bonds are yours. Then you will get 100 bonds into 1 lakh rupees, 1 crore. You are like, I love you, Papa. And government announces sometimes tax benefits also on this kind of bonds. So it is, some people, they want to invest something and they don't want to see every day how much it is, and they want to invest and ignore, forget. At the maturity only they will get the money. For them, this is the best investment. So IDBI introduced this in India and it is super duper success. Now the question is, you go to IDBI and ask, dear IDBI, what is the cost of this bond for you? You cannot say I am not paying interest, so there is no cost of debt. But beta, today present value you are taking 2,500. Today you are taking 2,500, but you are paying 1 lakh rupees in future, no? So this is present value, this is future value. Some discount rate will equate this present value and future value. Some discount rate will equate this present value and future value, no? That discount rate is the cost of capital for IDBI. The discount rate is the return on investment for debenture holder or bond holder. So if you are bond holder, I am asking you, you paid 2,500 and you will get 1 lakh rupees. What is your return on investment? If you are IDBI, I am asking you, you got 2,500 today and you will pay 1 lakh rupees in future. What is your cost of capital? In this kind of situations, cost of capital and return on investment will be same. That means cost of capital for company, return on investment for debenture holder or bond holder, it will be same. So this is a very interesting question and newly introduced also, so please be careful. Institutional Development Bank issued zero interest deep discount bonds, face value of 1 lakh each. It is issued today at 2,500 only, repayable after 25 years. Ignore corporate tax, compute the cost of debt if there is no corporate tax. Compute the cost of debt if there is no corporate tax. Okay, now look here. I know that future value is equal to present value into 1 plus r whole power n. Correct? Future value I know 1 lakh, present value I know 2,500 into 1 plus r I do not know, but n I know 25. Number of years 25, that in the question they have given. Now I need to calculate r here. So 1 lakh, send the 2,500 this side, divided by 2,500 is equal to 1 plus r whole power 25. Now tell me whether 1 plus r whole power 25 is present value or future value. Future value, because present value interest factor will be 1 by 1 plus r. If it is 1 plus r, it is future value. So 1 plus r whole power 25 is the future value. Now this is 40. 40 is equal to 1 plus r whole power 25. Now I need to search where this r will fall in future value table. So we are going to future value table. So here if you observe at the end, future value annuity, present value annuity, future value. So you need to go to future value table, because what is the formula? 1 plus r whole power n, that is future value formula. So this is future value table, correct? This is future value table. So in future value table, first go to 25 years. That is the life of the instrument. Go to 25 years. So can you see I am highlighting 25 here. This is 25. In this life of the asset, search where is that 40. This 40 is there, no? Where is this 40? Dear 40, are you there at 1%? No sir. 2%? No sir. 3, 4, 5. So I am traveling right side. No. Wait. Somewhere, Pavan sir, we found it. Yes. Ta-da! I want 40. That is existing between two numbers. What are these two numbers? These are 15% and 16% numbers. Do you remember? Isn't it something similar to IRR? IRR calculation we used to do same, no? For IRR calculation, what do you do? Tell me. For IRR calculation, what do you do? Initial investment divided by annual cash flow. Then you will get payback period. Then you will search it. Same thing you are doing here. But there it is present value table you will refer, because their investment is today, inflows will follow. Here investment is deep discounted today, single cash flow you will get after 25 years, single cash flow. Their annual CFAT, every year it is coming. Here every year money is not coming. So here we use future value table. So in future value table, that 40 is falling between 15 and 16. That 40 is falling between 15 and 16. You understand? So we say KD lies between 15 and 16. KD lies between 15 and 16. Now look at the answer. Redemption value 1 lakh. Correct. Net proceeds today 2,500. Super. Correct. Interest 0. Life of the bond 25 years. So see the equation. Whatever we have done, the same thing is done here. Future value is equal to present value into 1 plus r whole power n. So they calculated 40. So they said trial and error. Trial 15, 16. But if you do trial and error, you will get mental. Thanks to ICA, you should not do trial and error. If you are doing trial and error, what that means, you will take 10%. Okay. 10% if you calculate for 25 years compounding, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, 25, then you will calculate, oh, 40 is not coming. Like that will you do? No. Don't do trial and error. Go to future value table. Go to future value table. From there, in the life of the asset, identify where this 40 is coming. You have identified 15 and 16. Now calculate at 15. At 15, it is 32.919. At 16, 40.874. You don't need to calculate. In the table, already they have given it. In the table, already they are there. Correct. Using the 2 and using interpolation technique. Using the 2 and using interpolation technique. How are you doing this? How are you doing this? Now, the difference between these two. So I want 40. This side 32.91 is there. This side 40.874 is there. Okay. So I know that this is happening at 15%. I know that this is happening at 16%, but I want 40. At what rate 40 is happening? That is my IRR. Same thing, no? Simple. It is like for 15%, it is 32.91. For 16%, 40.874. Because their future value is increasing. Now you might ask, but Pavan sir, at 15%, whatever value will have, at 16%, whatever value will have, 16% value will be lower, beta, because in the regular capital budgeting problems we are calculating present values. Here future values now. Future values will increase. Present values will decrease. So how are you calculating? See, what is the difference between these two? 32.91 and 40. 32.91 minus 40. You are getting minus 7.09. Minus 7.09. Okay, here how much it is? Plus 0.874. Now how you calculate IRR? Same, you calculate 15 lower rate plus NPV at lower rate. How much it is? Minus 7.09 divided by minus 7.09 minus 0.874 into 1. Take the calculator and calculate. So denominator is 7.09 plus 0.874. Both are negative numbers, no? So I am taking it as plus. So it came to 7.96. So numerator 7.09 divided by 7.96. That gives you 0.89 into 1 spread 0.89 plus 15. That comes to 15.89. Simple. If these kind of questions are given in the exam, if you do not know model, you will get mental there. Again, summary. So what is the summary? You are investing 2,500 in a bond. The life of the bond is 25 years. At the end, you will get 1 lakh rupees. In between, the bank will not pay 1 rupee also to you. So close your eyes. Imagine my present value of investment is 2,500. My future value of inflow is 1 lakh rupees. In between, 25 years is there. So basic formula. What is that? Present value, future value is equal to present value into 1 plus r whole power n. Present value is equal to, future value is equal to present value into 1 plus r whole power n. Correct. So from there you are calculating what is this quotient. So you got future value is equal to present value into 1 plus r whole power n. Future value 1 lakh. Present value 2,500 into 1 plus r you don't know, n 25. Again we are revising. So now 1 lakh mathematically divided by 2,500 is equal to 1 plus r whole power 25. So this 1 plus r whole power 25 is compounding future value. So you are going to future value table, first go to 25th year, and in 25th year search where is this 40 appearing. You identified it between 15 and 16. So at 15 calculate NPV, at 16 calculate NPV, and then calculate IRR. That's all. And that IRR is the cost of capital here. Interesting problem, no? Remember this as important in the exam. It might appear all of a sudden in your CA intermediate exams. No wonder. If ICA asks this question in the exam, I am not surprised. If you observe, while teaching you cost of capital chapter, I have not explained this because that time you do not know IRR. Today, after completion of capital budgeting, we are discussing all these problems. Why? Because now you understand capital budgeting principles, so you can understand what is IRR and why we are calculating all these things. So is it clear? Any doubts in this? If you have doubts, ask me now.